Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another session with the Black Belts. Today, we have one of our Black Belts from Kano. Her name is Maryam Sulaiman. She's an educator, a learning facilitator. She's a digital skills trainer. She has worked at Intercontinental Schools, Kano, and she was a vice principal at Kitab Academy and an administrator at Newton's Academy. She holds a degree in computer science from Bayero University, Kano. We are very happy to have you with us this evening, Maryam Sulaiman. Today, she's going to be talking about stress management, encouraging the well-being of educators. As we know, our job, as rewarding as it is, can be very stressful at times. We have to deal with behavior management, report writing, lesson planning. We are the nurse, we are the psychologist. We are so many jobs rolled into one. So how do we deal with stress? Maryam, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Fatima. That was a very lovely introduction. I'm sure I was blushing all through. I couldn't help myself. And I think my head expanded a little bit, actually, because I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Good evening, Black Belts. Good evening, everybody here. I am Maryam Sulaiman, and yeah, I'll be discussing stress management with you, encouraging the well-being of educators. I don't want this to be a dull, a boring class or anything. So I implore everybody to please be active. Thank you. So before we get to it, I'd like to ask every one of us one simple thing. Okay, what was the best thing, or what has been the best thing you have done for yourself today, or you have received, you have eaten, you have seen, or you did for someone, something you think has made your day, the highlight of your day today, something you think that is one of the best things that you have done today, or that somebody has done for you today. I'd like to read that in the chat. Let's go on to what you've done for yourself today, or what someone has done for you today that you consider one of the best things that has happened to you today. Let's see. Mr. Prince was learning 3 new AI tools. That's nice. I'll chat you up so that you teach me. I'm Minat Adedo. You took a nap. I love that. You took a nap. I love that. Another person, being able to finish my mini projects on a virtual assistance course. That's good. So I think I'll just get straight into it now. Who can tell me what do you understand by stress? When you hear the word stress, the first thing that comes to your mind is what? What is the first thing that comes to your mind when somebody says, I'm stressed, or something is stressing me, the kids are stressing me, my work is stressing me? What is the first thing that comes to your mind? Let me see, having enough. No, stress. Okay, you had enough. That is your type. Sorry, please. Sorry. Overwork, Prince, Mr. Prince. Yes, that is stress. You think that is stress? Being overworked, not having enough rest. Okay, Jamie, you like rest though. Not having enough rest is stress. Okay. So, Mr. Prince, please go over. Now, in the world of education, educators are the foundation upon which the future is built. I'm sure we all know that. Without educators, I don't know what the future would look like. Their dedication, or let me say our dedication, our vigorous and unwavering determination shapes the mind of tomorrow's leaders. Yet, our profession can be stressful, and the stressful nature of this profession can often take a toll on our own well-being. Like, it's, you know, going the being in the educative, being an educator is stressful enough. It has so many things. There are so many things to consider, and then you feel that you find out that at the end of the day, it's taking a toll on your own well-being if you don't if you're not able to regulate yourself and what you're doing. It takes a toll on our well-being. Mr. Prince. Now, this presentation, I'm going to delve into the realm of stress management and its role in promoting the well-being of our educators. I love stress is one thing that I try to manage a lot, and that is why I'm enjoying taking this presentation, because I do not like to be stressed at all. Now, what is stress? Somebody said stress is not having enough rest. I think another person said stress is being overworked. Yes, you're all correct. Stress is a natural physiological response to a perceived threat or pressure. It is a normal part of life, and everyone experiences stress at some point. Now, today, I've been stressed because I think a lot of people know that I was supposed to be on a trip today. I was supposed to travel today. One, I couldn't travel because I had this meeting on my mind. I was thinking, okay, what if I'm on transit as at that time? How would it go? What would happen? And then I had a visitor yesterday that I had to take to the hospital. So I've been stressed. Physiologically, I've had to, put so many things in order between yesterday and today, and it has worn me out. Now, when we encounter a stressful situation, our body's fight or flight is triggered, releasing stress hormones. We have what we call the stress hormones in our body. Now, these hormones prepare our body to either confront the threat or flee from it. Are we together? Let me see something. Let me see you. Let me see you say something in the chat. Are we together? Do you understand what we mean by stress? Now, what are the common stress causes of stress? First, which is the most common one, I feel, is work or school pressure. We have financial issues that stress us out, especially with the way the economy is these days. The financial issues is stressing everybody out. We have relationships that stress us out, health concerns, major life changes like moving, relocating, change of jobs that requires you to do some other things. Trauma or loss. When you experience loss, if you have experienced some form of loss, you will understand what it means to be stressed due to loss or trauma. Social media and technology. I'm very sure everybody will agree with me that once you carry your phone now, or you carry any device and you go through the social media, you just go through the entire thing happening in the world is stressing on its own. It will wear you out. Uncertainty and unpredictability, not knowing what will happen next, not knowing what is going to happen. Now, this stress can affect us physically, emotionally, and behaviorally. We have a lot of signs that will show that we are stressed. Some of them are anxiety or worry. We become very anxious. We worry a lot. What will happen next? What is it? What am I supposed to do? What is this resulting to? Fatigue or exhaustion. We become so tired from the stress. Difficulty sleeping. When some people are stressed and then they can't sleep. They think a lot. They'll think of so many things going on at the same time. They just can't sleep. They see others sleeping. In fact, when you are stressed and you can't sleep and you see people sleeping beside you, you start getting angry, and that will stress you out again. You start thinking that I can't even sleep, and look at them, they are all sleeping. You have mood swings, digestive issues, headaches, muscle tension. A lot of all these things come with stress. Now, if your stress is left unmanaged, chronic stress can lead to more severe health issues, such as anxiety disorders, depression. A lot of people are depressed now, and most of this thing comes with being stressed from your day-to-day activity, the feeling of uncertainty, and so on and so forth. We have cardiovascular diseases that come as a result of chronic stress not managed, weakened immune system, digestive problems, and hormonal imbalances. Now, who can tell me, can anybody tell me some of the things that you think stress, some of the things that stress educators? Just type it in the chat, I'll be reading it. Some of the things that you, okay, well, I'm saying educators are always stressed, they have to do this, they have to do that. So what are the things that, as an educator, what are some of those things that stress you out? What are some of those things that when that like they keep you stressed, they keep you awake at night, they make you tired, they make you feel some type of way, feel uncertain? Please let me see them in the comment, in the chat, please. Some of the things that stress you out as an educator. I'm waiting. Deadlines, yeah. Yes, deadline can be stressing. Administrators who are not professional, yes, it's actually stressing and, you know, tiring. I don't want to use the word annoying, but it's tiring. Micromanagement, marking notes, you have to do that actually. Writing lesson notes and lesson plans, yes. Let me see, did I miss anyone? Indisciplined children, workload, yes, indiscipline. I'd like to say, okay, yeah, indisciplined children, they stress you out because they do something sometimes and you wonder why, what am I supposed to do? No, say about the kids, especially when you try to teach and they're finding it difficult to understand. Yes, it can be stressing, especially if you have done all you think you can, like you have tried to, you know, explore all ways to teach them, and then they still don't understand. It can be stressing. Thank you. So now, for educators, it could be the pressure of curriculum planning, classroom management, student evaluations, or administrative duties. Now, stress can be of two types. We have two types of stress, and a lot of people do not know that. We have what we call the eustress, and we have the distress. Eustress and distress. Now, people can experience eustress when they feel confident in their ability to solve a problem or cope with a situation. For example, they may feel stressed about an exam, but know that they have prepared enough to be able to do it. Afterwards, they might feel a sense of accomplishment or pride. I mentioned earlier that I was stressed today because I was supposed to be on a trip, but I stressed myself a lot today because I was supposed to be on a trip. But because of this presentation, I couldn't go and decided to postpone it till tomorrow. I tag that as eustress because it is not the negative form of stress. Yes, I was stressed, but I know that there's something I want to achieve. And at the end of the day, the stress that I'm going through now, the end justifies the means. That's what they say, right? So that is eustress. In comparison, distress can occur when a person feels unable to cope or out of their depth. For example, if a person has not studied for an upcoming exam, they may feel anxious or stressed. Or for instance, right now, I'm feeling a bit, distressed because these kids are trying to distract me from my presentation. So I'm feeling like, okay, they are causing me a form of stress because while I'm doing this, I'm also trying to use my eye to warn them on the side. So that is distress in comparison with eustress. Now, understanding eustress and distress again. Exercise that matches a person's ability and fitness level. There are different forms of exercises. There are some that you don't have the ability to do it. If you're going to do it, you will exert so much, you will have so much stress on you. Now, the ones that match your ability and fitness level trigger eustress. Travel that is stressful but ultimately rewarding. Work that is challenging but fulfilling. Major life changes that a person desires, such as moving house or getting married. Yes, they are stressful, but you want it. You want growth. So those are eustress. Some examples that trigger distress include work, bullying, controlling or manipulative behavior, a relationship ending against a person's wish, the death of a loved one. These are just a few examples. If you understand what I mean by eustress and distress, you can kindly give a few more examples in the chat so that I'll know that we're all following. A few more examples, maybe something that has positively stressed you today or within the week, or another thing that has stressed you, that has given you distress within the week or today. You can just give an example in the chat. We'll be going through that. Now, while that is going on, an educator's stress. If you look at your job as an educator, your stress can be both eustress and distress, depending on the context and individual factor. Now, I have a few examples here of eustress as an educator, but I want some other people to give me another example of eustress as an educator. We're all educators in different capacities. Some of us are teachers, some are administrators, some are school proprietors, and so on and so forth. So as an educator in whatever capacity you are in the field of educating, give me an example of eustress to you. Here I have challenging but achievable goals like preparing engaging lessons, supporting students' growth, and meeting academic standards. When you see that you are able to support growth of your students, you realize that you are stressed, yes, doing it, but you are happy. At the end of the day, you feel fulfilled. You are happy you are doing it. So I consider that as eustress. So I'm still waiting. I'll go on. I'll continue when somebody comes up with some of the things that can give you, that can trigger eustress as in an educator. Please. I'd like to sip my tea. I'm waiting. I can't see anybody right. Oh, let me see. Sorry. Trying to finish online course. Ms. Dorcas is a meeting curriculum standards and testing requirements. Is what? Okay, distress, budget constraints, limited resources, curriculum pressure, exactly. Uncooperative parents, that one can be like, we need parents to be able to work hand in hand with us so that we can achieve the aim. Trying to finish, yes, I've gone through that. Now, let's go over to distress for an educator. Like I said earlier, distress is negative stress. It is negative stress and we don't like it. It overwhelms us and drains us. It results from excessive or chronic stressors. Now, what are these stressors? Heavy workload. There are some schools that when you see the workload on their educators, like you just say, wow. Let's just say, wow. We have classroom management issues, administrative tasks, lack of resources or support. All of these ones all the stressors I have listed here. Thankfully, some other people had already listed them for us earlier. They had listed it for me as part of the things that stress them out. So I believe we are all following. Now, going back to our topic, stress management. Stress management becomes a crucial consideration for educators, not just for their own personal benefit, but also for the positive impact it has on student outcomes. You cannot fulfill what you are there to fulfill if you are stressed yourself. So you need to, for your own personal benefit, and in order to have positive impact on your student outcomes, you need to manage your stress. And that is why this is very important for all educators. Now, why do we want to stress on the well-being of educators? Why is it important for educators to prioritize their well-being? Educators exert a significant influence over the lives of their learners, making their own well-being a paramount consideration. Like I said earlier, as an educator, if you want to have positive impact on your learners, you need to have consider your own well-being. Now, when educators are well supported and emotionally balanced, they are better equipped to provide effective education. Their enthusiasm translates into better student engagement, motivation, and overall success. You are not stressed. You go there, you enter the class, you're feeling energized, you have your lessons planned, you have everything, because before you got to your place of work as an educator, you had prioritized your own well-being. You have done something that will reduce the stress on yourself. Thus, prioritizing educators' well-being is not just an ethical duty, but a strategic investment in quality education. This is for the management staff. Prioritizing your educators' well-being is not just because you want, maybe to make them feel special. No, for the sake of your own investment in the quality of education you want to give in your establishment, it is very necessary to prioritize the well-being of your educators. Now, we mentioned some of the stress. We mentioned the stressors we have in education. Who can tell us the influence of stress on educators? Just influence of stress on educators. We've spoken about importance of stress on educators. Now I want to know the influence. How does stress influence educators? How does stress influence educators? The stress on educators can be physical, emotional, and it will affect your cognitive functions as well. Physical stress can lead to sleep disturbances, headaches, and a weakened immune system. Emotionally, it can lead to anxiety, depression, and decreased job satisfaction. If you are stressed, you cannot be satisfied with whatever you are doing where you are doing it. No matter how good you are, if you are stressed, the impact will not be there. Cognitive functions such as memory and decision making may also be impaired. Okay, I'm stressed, I'm having headaches, I'm having sleep disturbances, and even weakened immune system. How will I function? How will I think straight? How will my memory tell me what to do? How will my decision-making process be well thought of? How will I think of something very important and then come up with a good decision? The results of this stress: diminished job performance, absenteeism, and in some cases, attrition. Now, strategies. What are the strategies? How do we now? I want some of you, Mr. Prince, please kindly go back to the previous slide. Sorry. I want to see how a lot of us, I want to see how we manage our stress. What do we do? I saw it earlier on. Some people said they try to get sleep, they try to sleep and stuff. So I'll go through the chat. What do you do to relieve yourself of the stress? Because it is very, very important to relieve yourself of the stress. So let me just go through your chats to see, what do you do to relieve yourself? Mary Akach is saying she exercises and reads books. Yes. So you're a reader, you like reading. That's nice. And you see, the kind of exercising she's talking about is a form of eustress. It's not an exercise that's going to give her negative stress. It's an exercise that's going to positively impact on her stress management. Doing some physical exercise like walking. Journaling, yes, journaling is quite good. I do that a lot. Brain dump and exercise. Like, I'm the only one not exercising in this 1 million teachers, or in this black belt group. Everybody is exercising to relieve stress. That's nice. Fun. Let me see. Take a walk or listen to my favorite music. Yes. Yes, take a walk or listen to my favorite music. That's nice. Having enough rest, hanging out with friends, exercising, sleeping, eating healthy food, watching interesting movies. I hope all these things you're writing, you're actually doing them, because they are good stress relief. They're good stress relief strategies. Now, to manage stress effectively, we can do a variety of things. What Mr. Babajide Yusuf will do might not, Mr. watching cartoons, will not be what Mr. Prince Patrick will do to relieve himself of stress. What I do to relieve myself of stress is not what Mrs. Dorcas Akin will do to relieve her stress. So now, to manage stress effectively, educators can employ a range of strategies. Mindfulness and meditation can reduce anxiety and improve focus. Regular physical activity and exercise promote stress relief and overall well-being. Also, time management and organization. To be able to relieve yourself of stress, you have to be conscious of time and you have to manage your time properly. It can alleviate work-related stressors. Relaxation techniques and deep breathing. Deep breathing exercises can also give you instant relief during busy days. That's why you see that sometimes when someone is stressed and then you see people say, breathe, like breathe. Yes, because it can actually calm your nerves and then make you think better. Seeking social support through networking and peer collaboration can create a sense of community while maintaining a healthy work-life balance for long-term stress reduction. Now, there are a lot of ways, like I said, to de-stress. We have doing something nice for someone, sitting in the sun, taking slow breaths, journaling like things you're grateful for, just thinking of things you're grateful for, watching funny videos, reading your favorite book, calling a supportive friend to just gist, hug someone, take a walk in nature, play with a pet, a lot of things, light a candle, eat a piece of dark chocolate, or eat cake, or eat a piece of biscuit. Yes, sometimes it can reduce your stress. Go to bed early, put on your favorite clothes, yes. Spend time with family. A lot of these are things that you can do to reduce your stress. Now, for me, I've been asking people, what do you do to reduce stress? People have been writing, this is how I reduce my stress. The next slide will show you what I do. I love doing a lot of puzzles. I don't know who knows how to do word snake. Who is with me on this? Doing puzzles like word snake, crossword puzzle, killer Sudoku, normal Sudoku, picture cross. I'm going to play the video here. Mr. Prince, kindly help us play the slide to see how, like, this is how I just, while away my time and watch and do my, reduce stress. So this is the first one that is playing there is a puzzle. That is the snake, that is the snake crossword, snake word search. This is the crossword puzzle, the second one here. I love doing a lot of puzzles. And if you look to your right, you'll notice that there is a puzzle page. That is all the puzzles that I do every day. Those are the puzzles that I engage myself in to reduce the stress. This one here is picture cross. It's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I love doing picture cross. These are two types of picture crosses. This is different from this one, as you can see, but they're all quite interesting. You can see. So like this is my own way of like de-stressing. I want to see how many of you in the meeting play any of these games here. Yeah, this is cross sum. It's a puzzle on maths. It's a maths puzzle, very interesting, very nice to play. I love it. So which of these puzzles, I'm reading from the chat, which of these puzzles has any of you played, and does it help you? People feel like sometimes you have to think so much while doing all these puzzles, but I believe that thinking distresses me. It's like it reduces the stress totally from whatever is stressing me. Mr. Prince, I love puzzles very much, but I prefer picture. Okay. Word puzzle, Miss Faith, yes. Word puzzle, I love the puzzles, they're quite interesting. Yes, who else? Excuse me, my ice cream is melting. Let me see. Just two people, Mr. Prince and Miss Faith. Okay, you play Sudoku. Yeah, I love Sudoku. It's quite interesting. You play Sudoku. Nice one. Sir Charles. Now, promoting educators' well-being. The responsibility for promoting educators' well-being extends beyond individual efforts. It's not just for you to promote your own well-being, no. Educational institutions play a pivotal role in creating a supportive work environment. Professional development programs that address stress management and mental health are crucial. Initiatives such as peer support groups, counseling services, and employee assistance programs can offer vital resources to educators in need. So there are a lot of ways that educational institutions can come together to make sure that they have a supportive work environment. Sorry, a message just came in and just took my distracted me a bit. Another thing we all must not shy away from that also reduces or relieves stress is, okay, my humble opinion though. Yes, Mr. Janu, that's a nice observation. Thinking everybody's shying away from it. It's a nice observation it's nice that you mentioned it actually. Now, promoting a culture of well-being. To truly foster educators' well-being, a cultural shift is needed. Destigmatizing mental health dialogues and prioritizing self-care are important steps. Leadership within institutions must champion a culture of well-being, creating policies and practices that value educators' mental and emotional health. Open communication channels between educators, administrators, and policymakers will further contribute to a supportive environment. As an educator, you know that stress is inevitable. We cannot stop ourselves from being stressed. We are always stressed. As educators, we are always stressed. In the complex tapestry of education, educators are the threads that weave together knowledge and growth. Ensuring their well-being is not just a choice, but an imperative. Stress management isn't just a personal endeavor. It's not just like, okay, as a personal thing, journey. I'm sorry, the network went off. So like I said, I'll take that again. I said, ensuring the well-being of educators is not just a choice, but an imperative. Stress management isn't just a personal endeavor. It's not just something that I'll say, okay, as a personal favor to myself, or just because I don't want to be stressed, let me give myself a treat. It is a professional necessity that fuels the journey of imparting knowledge. Like I said, if you want to impart knowledge, you have to know how to prioritize your own well-being. It fuels the journey of imparting knowledge, nurturing potential, and shaping a brighter future. By embracing stress management and prioritizing educators' well-being, we lay the foundation for a resilient, passionate, and effective teaching profession that ultimately benefits students and society at large. Again, by embracing stress management, so we all need to embrace stress management and prioritizing educators' well-being. As an educator, prioritize your own well-being, and then as management or as a manager of educators, prioritize your educators' well-being. It's very, very important. We lay the foundation for a resilient, passionate, and effective teaching profession that ultimately benefits students and teachers and society, at large. We cannot be, as educators, we cannot be stressed and think that we will be able to impart knowledge on the people we are imparting the knowledge on. At the end of the day, you discover that the stress you are having, you pass it on to the learners, you pass it on to your own learners. Why? Because when you're stressed and you're trying to impart knowledge, you cannot do it effectively. You cannot do it in such a way that it will be easy on you and on the learners. At the end of the day, the learners do not understand what you have done. You have stressed yourself, you have worn your energy out, and you have not achieved what you intended to achieve. So I think with this, and with this presentation, I feel like we all should now know that prioritizing our own well-being as educators is very, very important and should be taken very, very seriously. Thank you. Now, on the chat, I would like to see questions and contributions. Questions, contributions, and observations on the presentation. I'd like to know what you think. If you think you have not really thought so much about stress management and how to manage your own stress, or how to prioritize your well-being over a lot of things, I'd like to see it from the chat. Thank you.
Well done, Maryam.
Thank
Well
you.
done. So let's have the questions and contributions.
Yeah.
Well done, Miss Maryam.
Thank you.
Nice one.
Thank you, Mr. Prince.
Questions and answers, please.
I'm reducing my stress here. Thank you all.
No question.
Oh, wow.
No contribution. How can we identify as educators?
This should be a question. There should be questions. There should be questions.
Yes.
As
This is a
educators,
question, actually. How can we identify stressed students and help them? Where is it? It just went up. And help them manage them. Yes. First of all, sorry. Can I answer it, Mr. Prince?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
First of all, at the beginning of the slides of the presentation, we try to identify some stressors as educators. Now, in your learners, if you notice that your learner is stressed, definitely there's something that is stressing the learners. As an educator, your children, your learners should be able to have confidence in you, such that when you ask what is actually stressing them out, what their problem is, they will be able to tell you what is wrong with them. They should be able to tell, they'll be able to tell you that, okay, so I'm feeling this type of way, there's this. But then we have students or learners that will not open up to you. It is left for you now as an educator to try and see how, not that you see a child is stressed already, you don't know what is stressing the learner, you don't know how much stress the learner is, what the learner has been putting up with, and then you say, oh, because I'm here to teach you, whether you're stressed or not, you have to listen to what I have to tell you. No, it's not done like that. As an educator, in my opinion, I think, first of all, you recognize what the stressor is. If it is something in the context, if it is something that is related to what is happening in the school environment, then it will be easy for you to manage. As if it is something that goes outside that, it depends then now on the policies that are laid down for you in your educational institute, something like that. So, like, if you managing the stress with them is, first of all, I'll say, do not force them to learn when you notice that they are stressed and you don't even know what the stressor is. Do not force them to learn, because you cannot achieve what you want to achieve. Like I said, you're just going to stress yourself and stress the learner. Yes, I think Mrs. Fatima wanted to make a contribution to that as well. Right?
Okay. Ms. Fatima, I don't know if you have any contribution before we take the next question.
What's the next question?
The next question here says stress and getting results. Stress and getting results. How can we balance these two? Okay. How can we balance these two? Stress and getting results.
Now, the first thing I'm going to say here is, do not ever think that if you are stressed, you are making progress. No. It doesn't mean that you that have been, stressing yourself, doing this, doing that, and maybe me that have been relaxed, doing my things in a smarter way or what, doesn't mean that you will achieve more than I will achieve. That's why they say work smart, not hard. Be a smart worker. Now, how can you balance the two? We spoke about time management and prioritizing. When you manage your time properly, when you are able to draw up a plan for yourself, okay, this is what I have to do, this is how I want to do it, and then you are able to prioritize what you want to do, believe me, you will strike a balance between getting results and being stressed. And you will not even be stressed, except if you are talking about you stress, not distress. But at the end of the day, when you follow the strategies, you are able to prioritize yourself, draw up a plan for yourself, time management plan, and so on for whatever tasks you have. Then I believe that there will be a balance. Lord, this woman, Jamie. Lord, this woman, nice.
Okay.
What did I do?
Miss Fatima, I don't know if do you have any contribution? Any contribution to that? Okay, like she rightly says, one of the things, stress and getting results, you can balance. It's all about having to know how to kind of create a kind of thing for yourself, a kind of plan. It's all about planning and everything in life. Once you plan yourself, you will know that yes, whatever you're doing, definitely, no matter how much the stress comes, you can still achieve what you want. So definitely the stress will come because there's no work without stress. Every work has its stress, but getting that result you want without overstressing yourself has to do with planning. So nice one. Babajide, I hope that answers your question. Aziz Ojoro, yes? You can unmute and ask your question.
Yes.
Aziz Ojoro.
All right, thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity. I want to ask
Go ahead.
Despite the fact that you sometimes prioritize, try to manage your time very well, when you feel overwhelmed with maybe workload and you are so stressed out, what are some of the things that you could do? Because sometimes one often gets overwhelmed with school duties. Thank you.
And Mr. Aziz Ojoro, like I said, we cannot run away from the fact that that stress will be there. We cannot run away from the fact that that work overload, we always feel we have lots of work to do. We can't remove that fact. But the fact still remains that when you try to manage your stress, for instance, in between your work, just carry your, maybe like I said, in between my work, I can carry my phone, open my puzzle, do something just to refresh my brain, just to make me ease up, even if it is just for that 5 minutes. I ease up and then I go back into the stress. But whatever it is, make sure that you take a break, rest. Whatever it is you are doing will, if you don't prioritize, if you don't rest and do something that will make you manage your stress properly, at the end of the day, we listed some of the issues that can come up with not managing your stress. You could fall sick, immune system, whatever, this. So now, when all of that happens, what do you think happens to that work that you have been trying to prioritize over your own well-being, that you refuse to rest or you refuse to, take a break from? It's not something that you will take, like, we're not saying don't do your work or use 1 hour to listen to music or use 1 hour to walk around. Stress management can be something that you just do for just, few minutes, just a few 5 minutes. You can just go out, walk around, come back, you feel refreshed. You can just carry your food, watch a few funny videos, you feel refreshed. You can just, just close your eyes and rest from everything. Don't sleep, just close your eyes and rest. So that basically, I feel like that is it. We can't shy away from workload. No, it will always be there. But just taking a break, just take a short break for yourself. Because whatever happens to you, the work will go.
Thank you for that. Aziz, I believe you got the answer. Aziz, does that answer your question? Okay, I can see your thumbs up. One of the things, like she has said rightly, no one can run away from work. Even at home in your house, there is work. But the way you manage yourself around the work is what reduces the stress. That is what this topic is trying to bring out. The way you tend to manage yourself around those work. Like Faith said in the chat, walk around, play music, play games. You shouldn't allow the work to take everything about you. Because if you tend to go away from the work, definitely you will be replaced. And that is all. So please, we should ensure that we take good care of ourselves.
Okay, I'll grant you a few minutes.
I'm sorry for the break in transmission. Sorry, my network just.
Ms. Fatima, anything to add?
No, I think she dealt with it really well. And just to reiterate what you said, stress is always going to be there. It's how we manage it, how we manage the stress, how we manage our time. That will make the big difference. So it's part of life. And if we manage it properly and we have a good work and home balance, we need to have a balance and we have to take a rest, even if it's just breathing. Take a deep breath. So thank you, Maryam. That was a very interesting and informative session. Thank you very much. I just want to remind all of you that have applied for the HP Mat 5 mentorship program. If you check your emails, we are launching on the 26th, but mentors have a sensitization meeting. Please sign the commitment form and acknowledge your emails. And we're looking forward to the HP Mentor Teacher Session 5 starting at the end of this month. So please check your emails and stay tuned. Thank you very much. Hope you're enjoying your vacation. This is a school holiday, time to relax, time to chill, time to take a break and de-stress, charge your batteries, ready for the term in September. Have a nice evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ms. Fatima. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, 1 million. Thank you.